Hey, what's going on out there? I would like to welcome every single one of you to Water Your Soil. So if you're new around here, I have two rules over at this channel. The first rule is for you to always use your own discretion when it comes to credit cards and credit scores. The second rule, that's for you to verify everything that you learn, whether it's here on this channel, another channel, or anywhere. That should be a rule to life. So getting into the video, this is going to be about a new credit card news article. And this article is taking it back to the data. It's a new article that was released by Wallethub. And I like doing these type of videos, especially when it comes to data, because the average person may not know what the data is or where they stand or the city that they live in or the state that they live in stand in regard to credit scores and credit cards. So this video is one that you don't want to miss. The way the news articles work over here is I read through the article, I either share excerpts or I'll read through the full article, and I always remember to post the link to the article in the description box so you all will be able to read it for yourself. And I always advise you all to give it a read. It doesn't take that long. These reads for the most part are usually 5 to 10 minutes. This article in particular you definitely want to check out because you'll be able to see the states in your specific state that relates to this new credit card news. But I'm not going to hold you all up any longer. I'm going to get right into the article. All right, let's go. The article reads, cities with the highest and lowest credit card debts. And this is a 2025 article. It was published by Adam McCann from Wallethub, and it was published on March 13, 2025. It reads, Americans have accumulated an enormous amount of credit card debt, $1.35 trillion to be exact. Last year alone, we added approximately $74 billion to the total, further increasing this mountain of debt. However, residents from certain cities are driving the debt increase more significantly than others. To identify the cities with the largest and smallest increases in credit card debt, Wallethub analyzed data from over 180 cities using the latest consumer finance data from TransUnion. Now, if you all have been paying attention lately to my videos, I recently did news article videos on two of these data analysis that were done by Wallethub. One was for credit scores by cities and one was for credit scores by states. And both of those were filled with interesting information. And the last one that I did was on the cities, and that had 182 US cities, and it ranked them from the top median credit score to the lowest median credit score. And as you can see here, they're ranking credit card debt from top to lowest with 180 cities. So this is one of those videos and one of those articles that you want to sit through because this is important information. You also want to see where your city stands. I know I want to see where my city stands, but let's get further into the article, all right? It says, quote unquote, it's hard to look at a number like $1.35 trillion in credit card debt and truly understand the impact it has on individual Americans. Comparing the residents of cities based on how much debt they're adding at the household level and what their average balance is puts things in perspective. Many people's debt is in danger of becoming unsustainable, which means their financial future is in jeopardy, Jeff Kiernan, Wallethub editor, said. Now, as you can see on the screen, I did this in the last video too, so you all can see on the screen, it says cities with the biggest credit card debt increase. So you have the ranking on the left side, and then you have the city, and then you have the household credit card debt, and then you have the total credit card debt. So it's ranking the household credit card debt top to bottom. And as you can see, Santa Clarita, California, they have the highest household credit card debt at $22,753, followed by Chula Vista, California, and New York, New York. Now, I will say, seeing New York, New York, and California at the top, especially with New York, New York, it's expected that their average household credit card debt would be high because, as you all may know, or some of you may not know, but New York City is a big city and there are a lot of people in that city. So when it comes to averages, as I always tell people, averages, you're usually going to get brought up by the higher number. I like to go with median, especially when some of the higher numbers are outliers. But for the most part with averages, the higher numbers are usually going to bring up the total average. So let's get further into it and look at the rest of these cities. For the most part, the top 20 is filled with either California or West Coast cities. One of the interesting things about this is I see my city, Buffalo, New York, and it's ranked at 159 with an average household debt of $11,015. And when it comes to that, I'm not really shocked. I am kind of shocked by so many Midwest cities having low household credit card debts, because I know Midwest cities were struggling for the most part when it came to median credit scores and those credit score rankings. So it's good to see that those Midwest cities are on the lower side of the average household credit card debt. So that's pretty good. Now, further in the article, they list the top three, and I'm going to actually read through it because I want you all to know this information for the top three cities with the average household credit card debt. So let's read through it right now, all right? It says, in-depth look at the cities with the highest credit card debts. Santa Clarita, California. Santa Clarita, California is the city with the highest credit card debt per household. The average household owes $22,753 on their credit cards, and that adds up to a total of over $1.7 billion for all of the residents collectively. However, since Santa Clarita has a much higher median income than the U.S. average, this indicates that people may simply have big credit card limits and can afford to spend a lot. Chula Vista, California. It says Chula Vista, California is the city with the second highest credit card debt per household. The average household credit card debt in the city is $20,567. That adds up to a total of nearly $1.8 billion for Chula Vista's population. Like Santa Clarita, Chula Vista is also a wealthy city where many people can manage high spending. It also has a relatively low share of people in financial distress, and it ranks 67th out of 100 of the largest cities when it comes to debt delinquency. New York households have the third most credit card debt in the country at $19,507 on average. Collectively, residents of the densely populated Big Apple owe nearly $65 billion to their credit card companies. The city also has plenty of people who are struggling. It has the third largest share of residents in financial distress and the 34th highest debt delinquency rate. So the interesting thing is Santa Clarita and Chula Vista, it says those people have the income to be able to pay off their credit cards and, do the spending, and they're not in a bad position when it comes to delinquencies. However, you see for New York, it's stated that New York does have financial issues, and they're also in credit card debt, which is a big problem, especially with them being in the top three. Now, earlier in the video, I mentioned how the highs in New York City as far as the credit card debt can bring up the averages, but clearly this article states there are other issues that are bringing on a lot of that household credit card debt. And that's something that I always talk to you all about, as far as making sure that you are chopping down on your credit card debt and making sure that if you can, you are avoiding credit card debt. There are so many videos on here or TikTok, wherever, of people talking about the great benefits of credit cards, but we got to start having this conversation about the credit card debt that comes along with it. Because if we're really being honest, the debt-free community and countless amounts of others, they laugh at us because, yeah, we brag about these rewards and taking these flights and staying in hotels. But when it comes down to it, people are in thousands of dollars of credit card debt. And I'm not just talking about low five figures like 10,000 or something like that. Some people are in 40, 50, $60,000 of credit card debt. So we could brag about how many credit cards we have and the variety of credit cards we have and the credit limits that we have. However, letting people know what comes along with that is just as important. And if you're just going out using multiple credit cards and you don't have the income to pay off what you spend, you're setting yourself up for failure. And I know some people who have been around here for a while, you're probably like, hey, that's like a broken record. But you have to realize we have a growing credit card debt problem in this country, which is why I like posting these news articles and I like sharing data and information that keeps people in reality. I always tell people who are close to me that there are two realities. It's your reality and reality. And I always like people to stay in the realm of reality. And what the data does and what the news does is it keeps you in that realm of reality, because a lot of times people make up reality in their mind. And when you're making up reality without real numbers and without the data, it could be misleading. However, when it's right in front of your face, you have the ability to decide what you want to do. You're aware of the growing problem that is currently around right now. And the number one problem right now in this country when it comes to finances are credit cards. A lot of you might point to the stock market. A lot of you might point to mortgages. A lot of you might point to student loan debt. But the credit card debt in this country is ridiculous, and it's only growing. But the cool thing about the Wallethub articles is they do post their sources, and their sources are professors and people who study these things for a living. They study this data and they come up with research for this data. So it's pretty cool to check out. They also share their methodology in the article, so you want to check that out to see how they came up with these numbers in these 180 cities. But I just wanted to share this information with you all. That way you will know what's going on, especially with credit card debt. I'm going to continue to talk about it. I can't just give you the sunshine. Like I said, I got to give you the rain and reality as well. Hey, if you're new to this channel, make sure you are subscribed. Also, I have an active poll right now that I want every single one of you to take part in. So take part in the poll. It's on the post tab of the homepage of this Water Your Soil channel. Check out the poll, participate in the poll. I also have other polls as well. But anyways, if you're new around here and you're feeling the vibe, this is Water Your Soil. Be sure to hit the subscribe button, turn on all notifications. That way you don't miss a future video because I post often. That's clicking on the bell and selecting all. Also, this goes to every single one of you, my subscribers included. Be sure to hit the like button. It literally takes 1 second. Hit the like button. That's your way of letting the algorithm know you support this video and this channel. I appreciate every single one of you who have laid eyes on this video. I really do. Be sure to check out the article whenever you get a chance. This is Water Your Soil, and I'm out. Hey, what's going on? This is Nell from Water Your Soil. So as someone who went from a 549 credit score all the way up to the 800s, I decided to share the same information that helped me go from poor credit to excellent credit. This book is titled Strategies to Master Credit. I put everything in this book, everything that helped me go from poor credit to excellent credit. All of the information is in this book. So I want you all to purchase this book. A lot of you have already purchased it, but it's available currently right now on Amazon.com and also MasterCreditBook.com. It's titled Strategies to Master Credit. You want this book. It has all the information needed in order for you to go from poor credit to excellent credit, or just simply maintain your good or excellent credit score. So get the book ASAP. And if you want something more in depth, you could take the course over at www.wateryoursoil.com. It's more in depth. There are actually chapters in this course, and it walks you through basically how FICO credit scores come about and how they're determined. And really, once you learn how FICO scores come about and the concept of credit scores, then you're pretty much on your way to either going from poor credit to good credit, or just maintaining a good or excellent credit score. So if you want something more in depth, I have the course over at www.wateryoursoil.com. All right.